Hi everyone and welcome to the Altenew Video Hop, where we are playing today with products from the latest release. I have picked my favorites and I will be using them to hopefully inspire you. This is part of a video hop, however, so make sure to check out all the info down below to win prizes. Now for both my cards today I will be using the same card design, but by using different focal points you will see how pretty much the same design gives you a completely different look. So I'm starting with a very dark green background and I'm using mountain pine on the edges. This is going to darken up the edges, which instantly highlights the center somehow, and it creates a lovely border. You can easily recreate this technique by using any colored cardstock with a slightly darker color of ink on the edges. Now to make my background more interesting, I'm going to do some stenciling, and this is one of my top favorite stencils from Altenew. I find that the design is super elegant and it matches pretty much any project. Now there are many ways to go. You can either go with any of the golden pastes that are available, but I decided that I didn't want to have such a vibrant look on my background. So instead I'm just going to go with the same mountain pine darker shade of green. This is going to create a very subtle background, but you can definitely go with, for a Christmas card, you can definitely go with the golden pastes. They are going to give you a beautiful background as well. So here is how it looks, and keep in mind that this dye ink is going to dry and be even more subtle than it looks at the moment. Now for my focal points, I'm going with these frames. Absolutely love those frames. This is an embossing folder which is going to give you amazing detail on those frames, and in the same set you do get the dies as well. So I cut out that from golden cardstock, and all you have to do is to just pop them in the 3D embossing folder. And as I'm making two cards, I'm going to use both those frames. You will find that they are going to lock inside somehow. If you feel like you need to do so, you can definitely use some masking tape to keep them in place, but it really isn't necessary. So I use the correct sandwich for my die cutting machine and I run it through, and you can see now how amazing it looks. I mean, these are gorgeous. And I love the fact that although this is a Christmas release, these are completely generic. You can use them throughout the year and they are perfect for clustering. It really makes the card, and look how elegant it looks. Absolutely in love with them. Anyway, now I'm going to use this die set to create my focal points on top of that frame. So this is a great die set that is going to give you foliage for your Christmas wreaths and Christmas decorations. But I love the fact again that you get branches that are not specifically for Christmas. I mean, you do get the mistletoe and you do get other branches which are more generic as well. So it is a great all year round set to have. So all I did was to use cardstock, green cardstock, to cut out a few of those mistletoe branches, and I went with a different color than my background, so although it is green on green, they are going to pop up when I place them on top of my background. I do add a little bit of inking here and there so that they don't look so flat, but really quick and simple to do. I did cut out the berries out of white glitter cardstock, and this is going to give some extra shine on my card. You can definitely go with red for this step. I chose to go with greens and whites and golds for this card. So I'm just going to stick all those berries on top of my branches. For both my cards today, I will be using sentiments from this die set, and I love the fact that you do get with love and warm wishes. So this, although is a die set with sentiments for the holidays, you do get some generic ones. So again, it is a die set that you can use all year. So I cut out the main wording out of the gold cardstock that I used for the frame, and now I'm going to stick it on the outline, which I cut out from the glitter, the white glitter cardstock, the one that I used for the berries as well. So at this stage I have everything ready, and all I need to do is to put the card together. I'm going to use these foam strips for the back of my frame just to add some dimension, and these strips make it super handy and easy to do that. And also in this stage, if you are recreating the same design, you can maybe think of shaker elements, because you can definitely turn this frame into a shaker element and have some fun glitter inside. I'm not going to do that for this card, but it is definitely an option. So the idea is to stick the frame on top of my background, and then this is going to be a little bit offset, which is going to give me enough space on the right to stick on top my sentiment. And then with all the branches I'm going to create kind of a half wreath, so I do allow for that beautiful frame to show in some areas, but I am going to cover up half of it, let's say. You can definitely use the branches and create a full wreath if you want, which is perfect if you love wreaths. But for this card I just wanted to make sure that I showcase this beautiful frame as well. So you see here I'm playing with the branches, trying to decide how it's going to look nice and balanced, and once I'm happy I will go ahead and use my glue to stick it down. You can always use your scissors and chop off any branches that you don't like. So you see me here, I'm trimming some of the branches, which I'm going to stick on other areas to make the wreath look fluffier. Now, one of my favorite things to do is to add splatters. You can totally omit this step, or you can even use gold splattering if you like. Now, one thing that I always do is to tap the brush a few times outside of my project to get rid of any big blobs. So I have some fine splattering here, which is going to read as snow in a Christmas project. So this is the first card for today. Absolutely love it. I think it's super elegant, and you can see here some close-up photos. Now for my second card I'm going to use pretty much the same background, but with a different focal point, and I'm going with this beautiful Poinsettia die set, which gives you in the set the dies for the flower as well as the embossing folder to add all that detail. So I have already cut out everything that I need from red cardstock, and I did use the same dies to cut out some green leaves as well. I'm going to pop those designs inside my embossing folder, and again they kind of lock in place. There are 3, 4, 5 different shapes for the main flower, which is going to make it really dimensional. And then there are a couple of centers that you can use. The top center is, I cut it out from gold, and I'm going to place it here so that I can get all that embossed detail on top of that as well. This is what it looks once you run it through your die cutting machine, and I will repeat the same process for the green leaves as well. Now I always like to do a little bit of ink blending on my die cut pieces when I use solid colored cardstock. It's a step that really makes a difference on the die cut shapes. It brings all that embossed detail into life, and it makes all those shapes look more interesting. Just use a couple of darker shades of ink from what you already have on your cardstock. And also keep in mind to not be afraid to go way darker, because this is going to create dramatic shadows, and it's going to bring all those cutout pieces into life. Now this die set is part of the keyhole system from Altenew, so all you have to do is to just align the keyhole one on top of the other, and it's going to make the most beautiful poinsettia in no time. So look how it comes together, and then of course you have to stick on top the centers. I'm going to use glue in between all those layers to stick them down, but if you want to make it fluffier, you can definitely go with foam tapes in between. Now I'm going to finish it off by adding the center, and I did cut out the center from gold cardstock, and you can definitely use your fingers to fluff up that poinsettia and make it look more dimensional. So I have my main poinsettia ready. I'm going to add some extra leaves underneath just to give some extra color. And it's time to assemble my card. Again, I'm using a frame, a focal point and a sentiment from the same die set that I used in the previous card. This time I'm not going to use the outline. I did cut out my sentiment using the golden cardstock, and I'm just going to stick the sentiment down below. And you can see that I did repeat the exact same technique for the background. And I will place the frame with foam tape at the back, and on top of that, a little bit offset, my poinsettia. I'm going to finish off my card again by adding some white splatters, which you can totally omit. And here are both the cards that I made for today, which I find they are so elegant and really pretty with those frames. Down below in the description you can find everything I used along with coupon codes wherever these are available. Don't forget this is part of a video hop. Check the details down below in the description for all the info and for the link to the next stop. Thank you all for joining me. I hope that you had fun and that you got inspired.